watching CBS 8 Mornings at 6.
So glad you're with us here on this Friday at 6 a.m. I'm Eric Connors.
And I'm Anna Laurel in for Neda Iranpour. Let's get right to our top story this morning.
Yeah, some customers without power for a while after a small explosion in an underground SDG&E vault. This happened before 11 o'clock last night in the 300 block of Washington Street. That's in the Hillcrest area.
Now, it's still not clear how many people lost power, but we just checked the SDG&E outage map, and it shows the power is back on. But as you can see, when it happened, the area was dark. Stoplights were out. It's still not clear what caused the explosion. Our other top story this morning, San Diego police officers are looking for 2 teenagers wanted for assaulting a man last month in Balboa Park right outside the Fleet Science Center in the middle of the afternoon.
Yeah, they're accused of hitting the victim over the head with their skateboards after getting into an argument with him. CBS 8's Chris Groh live outside the San Diego police headquarters with what we know about these suspects here, Chris.
And we know that they're facing some pretty serious charges here if and when they are arrested. Assault with a deadly weapon. The pair, again, have been identified only by picture, these being those that are suspected by police of carrying out this attack. So take a look at your screen right here. You can see these 2 individuals that the San Diego Police Department is looking for. The first one has curly blonde and brown hair, as well as a silver nose ring, as well as a large black tattoo on their left hand. The second has curly blonde hair and was last seen wearing a light colored beanie. Both are believed to be around the age of 18 and took part in this skate day in Balboa Park just last month. As for the victim, he was just training his dog. The pair got into an argument with the man, and that's when the attack happened. Then the large group gathered around the victim as they were getting aid. It was quite the scene.
I was shocked and I was angry. I was angry that this was happening in my park, in our park, in the crown jewel of San Diego.
And again, police are trying to identify those 2 individuals. So if you saw that, think you know something, maybe even the video, you think you know something about what happened that day, there's up to a $1,000 reward for any information leading to arrests in this case. If you think that may apply to you, just go ahead and call Crime Stoppers or the San Diego Police Department, and you can still remain anonymous. Eric and Anna.
Chris Groh reporting. Thank you, Chris. A mother whose 2 children were killed when they ran into the highway on Father's Day is expected to appear in court. She has pleaded not guilty to DUI and child endangerment charges. Investigators say Sandra Ortiz pulled over after a piece of luggage fell off their car along the 78 freeway in Vista back in June. That's when her 10-year-old and 16-year-old got out and then were hit by another vehicle as they were going to retrieve that luggage. Ortiz facing 20 years in prison if convicted.
An evacuation warning is in effect right now near Potrero. A fire that started Wednesday in Mexico crossed into the U.S. west of Tecate. 4 acres have now burned north of the border, but CAL FIRE says it has potential to grow much bigger. 4 structures are also threatened. Right now, there are only evacuation warnings, but the San Diego Sheriff's Department says people should be ready to leave in a moment's notice. A temporary evacuation center is now being set up at Steel Canyon High School in Spring Valley. And we've got new details this morning on an elderly man's death on a hiking trail after he was reported missing from a senior living center. He was found on a trail Wednesday just south of Lake Hodges. His wife says he hiked along that trail every morning, but she reported him missing in the early afternoon when he didn't come home. A few hours later, the San Diego Fire Department found his body. His identity and official cause of death have not been released, but we do know temperatures were in the 90s that day.
The unsafe camping ordinance is expected to take effect this Sunday and will only be enforced if shelter beds are available. City officials are starting to clear some encampments that are blocking roads and creating a hazard for drivers. The city says the ordinance is a tool to help clear the streets and to direct people to the appropriate resources. Critics say it will only push homelessness into different cities, many of those cities starting to enact their own homeless encampment bans. This morning, a proposed safe parking lot for unsheltered people has some families in San Diego concerned about its proximity to kids. More than 100 parking spots would be available for people to sleep in their cars overnight at the Malcolm X Library parking lot. Neighbors tell us they're concerned about being so close to kids and seniors.
We have kids that frequent this library. We have kids, we have the elderly.
We reached out to the city for comments. In a statement, they didn't really directly respond to this because of the Malcolm X library proximity, but they did say that the city is looking to expand its safe parking program to accommodate more people living out of their vehicles to safely stay overnight, with services to navigate them toward permanent housing.
This morning, a warning from CHP about driving near the border with Mexico because of a crash that we saw earlier this week. You're supposed to look out for warning signs along the highway or you could end up in big trouble. CHP says too many drivers are not paying attention and end up unintentionally crossing the border. Well, in some cases, the drivers panic and don't know what to do. CBS 8's Rocio De La Fe shows us the options you have before it's too late and what you should do if you drive too far south.
Despite there being multiple opportunities for drivers to be able to make a U-turn before approaching the U.S.-Mexico border, the California Highway Patrol says many drivers either don't pay enough attention or ignore the signs before they realize they're heading into Mexico. It's an issue they say happens way too often. The California Highway Patrol says some drivers are going past these signs instead of following them.
We get it every now and then. Unfortunately, it's more than it should. It should be never.
The signs are located on Interstate 5 and the 805 and warn drivers to get off the freeway before entering Mexico. Luis Arriaga has been crossing the border for the past 40 years and says he's grown used to the signage above the freeways, but says he could see how drivers unfamiliar with the area might get confused.
It's a little hard to tell for people that they are not aware or they are not used to drive back and forth. Instead of having only one sign, pretty much directing that this is your last exit, probably it will be good if instead of one, it will be two more.
CHP says drivers who find themselves beyond that point will still have the chance further south to make another U-turn. If you go past that, then Officer Jesse Matias says pull over and call 911.
Get to a safe location, call 911. No circumstances should you take it upon yourself to turn around, make a U-turn, and go wrong way on the freeway.
The warning comes after a man is accused of driving the wrong way on the 805 after trying to avoid entering Mexico. The 29-year-old driver crashed head-on into another vehicle, killing the other driver. Officers suspect alcohol was a factor in the crash.
He consciously made the decision to turn around and drive wrong way against traffic.
The driver is now facing felony DUI and vehicular manslaughter charges. Officer Matias says if you find yourself in Mexico, you'll have to go through U.S. Customs to come back into the U.S. Rocio De La Fe, CBS 8.
During a time when many people need a place to cool off, the Barrio Station Community Pool is now back open. The pool closed back in 2019 and stayed closed because of the pandemic. Its reopening was delayed because they didn't have any lifeguards. Nearly half of the nation's public pools have been forced to close their doors or reduce hours because of a lifeguard shortage. Now that they have lifeguards and staff, the pool is open again for summer fun.
We have people from our community that come here. They have their place to go here. Across the street, we have the youth center. So between the two, it's a whole complete package for them.
The Barrio Station Pool is free to anyone and is open Monday through Friday from noon to 5 p.m. The lifeguard, the person who runs the pool there saw our stories about this shortage and they really wanted it to reopen. They took action, and now that pool is once again open for the community, and they need that pool with this heat wave.
Oh, my word. I mean, that has changed the life, truly, of the people who live there. Those little kids, I mean, they're probably stuck inside because it's too hot.
And the summer pool, I mean, how many memories do we have
I
of the local summer pool?
Yes, absolutely.
I think it's the only way to wear out a kid that's younger than 15.
It's so true.
Keep them cool without the sand coming in your car from the beach.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I'm happy for you there, Barrio Logan. Again, great timing because it's going to be another hot day, no doubt about it. Wanted to show you a look outside, and we're going to have a little bit of that fog. That marine layer will stick around. It's pretty dense as we start the day. This is a live look from our Mount Soledad sky camera, so I know it's not showing much, but it does give you a look at how dense this fog is right now. So it should burn off. Really typical. You know it by now. Maybe around 11, 12 o'clock, we will get a little bit of break from that and we'll have that full sunshine. Another hot day. The National Weather Service has extended this excessive heat advisory 24 hours. So it's now expected to expire tomorrow at 7 p.m. instead of tonight. So Saturday will be hot. Sunday will be a little bit cooler. Take a look at current temperatures right now as we inch closer and closer to that 70-degree mark for most parts of the county. Here, though, are the forecast highs. Fallbrook, 87. Poway, 90 degrees. 97 in Ramona. 91 in El Cajon. Along the coast, Carlsbad will be 78. So again, it's going to be hot out there. Triple-digit temperatures even further into the desert. As promised, though, we will get a little bit of relief from the heat. Again, Sunday will be the coolest day this weekend. And then as we start out next week, things will be back to more average temperatures for San Diego. If you don't have a pool, maybe head to the beach. This is a look at how conditions will be. Again, it will be a great day at the beach. Beautiful conditions, and it'll be hot. It'll be hot. It'll be great at the beach. 8-day microclimate forecast again showing a little bit of clouds along the coast as we start the day, and then that will burn off and we'll have a good amount of sunshine. You know it by now. Further east, it will be warm, and we'll have some showers and thunderstorms as we head into Saturday evening, and that will be what finally gives us a little bit of relief from this excessive heat. All right, let's take a live look at traffic. These are the border wait times. In San Ysidro right now, it's coming in at 105 minutes. This is all from the CBP website. Again, this is for the general line at the San Ysidro Port of Entry. Just 60 minutes for the general line, though, at the Otay Mesa Port of Entry. Stay safe. Thanks for watching.
New charges for former President Donald Trump still ahead of what prosecutors are now alleging in the classified documents case, plus the response from the former president.
And the Hollywood strike continues. What Governor Newsom is now offering to do. We'll be right back.